Okay, today we're going to discuss about the John Robinson growth model. John Robinson growth model, this model as its name signifies has been imposed by the John Robinson herself, and she is the great economist, and according to her this model has mainly emphasized towards the capital accumulation, and capital accumulation leads towards the growth of an economy. So capital, according to her, the capital is considered to be an engine of growth, and this John Robinson growth model is also known as the capital accumulation growth model. Okay, and based on this structure, there are basic assumptions related to this model, and the model rely on these assumptions. Okay, and in this there are mainly two factors of production, that is labor and capital. Two factors of production are considered in under this model, and the income which labor receive is known as wage, and the income which we get from the capital is considered to be as in profit. So total income divides into labor, that is wage, and capital, that is profit. And the John Robinson model main assumption is that it is considered to be in as in closed economy, and closed economy where there is the restriction of export and import in the country, is it considered only the closed one, not an open one. And there is the laissez-faire policy. Laissez-faire policy tells that there is the no interference of the government in the transaction take place in the economy. So again, the technology is neutral or fixed. Technology can be considered as a neutral or fixed, or there will be no effect of technology on the economy. It is an assumption, not a realistic situation. So workers spend, the main assumption is also that the workers spend all wages on consumption. If the worker receiving the wage that they have received through the working in an organization or in a company, and they consume each and every amount of the wage, and they are left with nothing, so their saving rate will be zero, or you can say that they do not have any money left which they can save. So their saving will be zero if the consumer spend all their wages on the consumption. And on the other hand, if the profit seeker, that what is this capital, if the profit seeker, the profit that is received from this capital, and that profit is reinvested in the structure itself. So profit seeker reinvest whole of their profit, so they are left with nothing to consume, so their consumption level will be zero. And labor consume all their income, so they do not left anything in their hand, so their saving rate will be zero. Okay, so workers spend all wages on consumption, that is why their saving rate will be zero. Or the profit seekers reinvest their capital again in the economy, whole of their profit, and as a result their consumption will be zero. Okay, so profit varies inversely with capital labor ratio. This is known as your profit symbolically, and this is the capital growth in the capital. Okay, so varies inversely with the capital labor ratio. So profit rate equal to the growth rate of the capital. This is your profit rate which is equal to the growth rate of your capital. Change in K upon K is known as the change rate or the growth rate of capital itself, and the profit is inversely related to the capital labor ratio, K upon L. Okay, and this equation says that it is known as the desired or the warranted growth rate, where your profit is equal to the change in the capital growth rate. Okay, so your profit must be equal to the growth rate of the capital. As you accumulate more or more profit in the accumulate more and more capital, then it must be equal to the your profit. Okay, so there is the no shortage of labor, as in developing economy there is no shortage of labor, we have an abundant labor, but the shortage of the capital itself. Now in this John Robinson model there is one condition which is known as the golden age condition, and in this condition he explained the role of the labor in the growth of economy. So this is the profit wage equation, where your profit, this is change in K upon K, is also your profit, which must be equal to your labor, or you can say a wage equation, change in wage. So the equation of golden age depend upon this profit wage equation. Okay, so this is equation is known as golden age condition, and we'll prove it further mathematically. Okay, now according to her, labor is the ultimate source of capital accumulation. Obviously the main source in the developing economy is the labor, which is available in abundant. So according to this or this growth theory model of the John Robinson, she considered as in labor as the main ultimate source of capital accumulation, and capital itself is considered as an engine of growth. So Robinson model is more relevant to the capital poor economy, where there is the shortage of capital. And one more important term is there, the Platinum age, which says that the capital stock is not appropriate to the desired rate of growth. The available capital is not equally beneficial for the growth rate, or it is because the shortage of capital, it does not meet the requirement of the growth. So capital stock is not appropriate to the desired growth rate. And according to this, Mrs. John Robinson combined the two theories in this model. First, she take the assumptions of the classical theory of value and distribution. So it's the combination of both these theories, the classical theory and the Keynes theory of saving and investment. Keynes theory of saving and investment says that there is the equality between saving and investment. Okay. John Robinson model incorporated the model of population growth in developing economy. So this John Robinson model incorporate the problem of population growth. So she accumulated and incorporated that there is some problem of population growth in developing economy mostly, and analyze the effect of that population on the rate of capital accumulation. So she analyzed the rate of that population, that is the growth rate of labor, can consider as the population growth rate, on the capital accumulation and how it affect the output too. So it's the combination of all this. This is the theoretical part, and we'll prove it through mathematical also. So you just go through this theoretical part, where she explained that the problem of population growth in the developing economy, and analyze that effect of the population on the rate of capital accumulation and the growth rate of output, and accordingly we incorporate the equation. Okay, so equation will be look like this.